Tony Reid here, who is going to present a medal which Steve Wilson actually initiated last year, which goes to best on ground. So for best on ground today, which was awarded by we had votes from Imperials and Tigers, all vote cards, and the winner today goes to James Miller.
Cheers to everyone turning today. It was a bang again football, wasn't it? And cheers to the inquiries, good fight, high flyers, good results in that last final. And yeah, like Kelly said, they're big in football at the moment, so cheers to everyone. Have a good one.
Obviously our umpires, and we'll do the last vote in that plan. So just bear with us while we get ready. Okay. On behalf of China's Football Club, I welcome everyone to our Anzac Day game. To return servicemen and women, families and returned servicemen and women, and families of returned servicemen and women. To the President of the Lower South West Football League, Southwest Football League directors, President of Imperials Football Club Wayne Garnder and Tigers Football Club Matt Johnston, their club life members, committees, players and supporters. Today is a day to honour our Anzacs and all those who have fought and continue to fight in war, conflicts and peacekeeping operations around the world. We pay tribute to the sacrifice of the servicemen and women of Australia for us to live a privileged life in which we live today. Being able to play football on Anzac Day, we celebrate the Anzac spirit, human qualities, courage, sacrifice, endurance and mateship. At the conclusion of each game today, the best on ground is awarded an Anzac medal with the Colts and Reserves having been presented. I invite all those that are able to stand to please be upstanding for the Ode, the Last Post and National Anthem. I welcome our RSL President Joel Robertson, who will lead us in the Ode, and following the Last Post and a minute silence, we will have the National Anthem sung by Lucy Tartaglia.
They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them, lest we forget.
sort of our home is good from sea. Our land about in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page that every stage advanced Australia fair. In joyful strains and
Welcome to the centre of Manjimup, and once again this occasion on Anzac Day between Tigers and Imperials. Wonderful occasion last year and wonderfully handled once again by Matt Johnston and the Tigers team, and of course Imperials as once again the visitors for the day. Superbly observed period before the game, and well done to both clubs. It's we love the footy, we love Anzac Day footy, but very, very important day on the calendar, and one where we remember those who came before us and served so that we can live the life we do today. Big game this for both clubs. Now that the formalities are over, and once again, congratulations to both clubs, the umpires, and all in attendance for a wonderfully observed ceremony. Both clubs, tough years last year. And both in the early rounds of this season have looked like two teams that could take a step forward this season. The Tigers lost in round one, but ran Bridgetown really, really tight in the first night match of the season. So they've played under these lights already. Imperials played under lights for the first time last week and had a win over Southerners, 28 points to margin in that one. Tigers lost in round one to Bridgetown, but that game was only a 17-point result. And Bridgetown, pretty settled lineup from last season, finished third on the ladder from memory, went out in the first semi-final, but good side, played finals last year, and they'd be looking to continue the great platform that they laid last year. So for Tigers to get within 3 goals of a really strong Bulldogs outfit, I think, Aaron Watson would have seen some really solid signs in that round one clash. Imperials pushed Dean Mill all the way in round one to a 4-point result, which was featured here on Filming Footy, and then backed it up with a win over Southerners, who played in last year's grand final. So both these teams would be really, really keen in the early going of the year to stamp that improvement with another big win. Massive occasion, big crowd in attendance for an occasion that hopefully is one that we see on the calendar for a long, long time in the middle of Manjimup here. A big thank you to the Manjimup RSL sub-branch for their support of this occasion and their blessing to play football on Anzac Day in Manjimup. And now we watch these two sides go at it, and I think we're in for hopefully a really, really close game here that befits the occasion. The two sides now look like they're just about ready to go. We're looking at a 5:30 bounce, so if we get that one a couple of minutes early, we're in a good place. Some new faces for the Tigers. They've obviously backed their youth in recent years. They've brought some support in for that very youthful side that Aaron Watson's fielded the last couple of years. Jed Kemp's come in, fantastic addition. He's had a good first game for the season against Bridgetown, was in their best. Look, his background, he's played for Perth in the Waffle. I believe he was also on the Eagles list for a little while, played some footy for the West Coast Eagles Waffle side, as has Cooper Nitschke, who another really good addition for Tigers. So just some experience and some genuine quality to add to the youth they've already got. Kenny Beggs playing league today, finished really high in the association medal for the Colts last year. He'll be a fascinating addition for the team. And on camera now, in the ruck for Tigers, we see Thomas Quaife. What a fantastic addition he was for the Tigers last year. Led their ruck superbly all year. Angus Brisbane going in there for Imperials, meets him in the middle. And I think we've got the umpires just about ready to go here for the all-important first quarter. Pretty even between the two rucks. Ball comes out towards close side wing, wrapped up in a tackle, and we will let the rucks go at it again as the umpire comes in and says, I'll just take care of this one for a moment. This time Brisbane gets really good solid hands on it. Nitschke feeds it out the back, and the Tigers get the first clearance of the game, but it's chopped off by Imperials at half back there, who moves straight out to this wing. And it is Raymond Myers, I believe, there, who's just picked up the mark on centre wing, near side. Drives Imperials forward. At the back, some really good body work there, and it's Kane Melendez who fires the Imperials forward. Danks gets on the end of it. If he can just pick it up, he's got Armstrong there in support. Now they feed it forward. And once again, I think we're going to have the umpire come in and sort this one out. So about 45 metres out from Imperials' goal. Good chop off at half back and a good counter attack from Imperials nice and early. Again, it's Hancock who gets first hand to it. Brisbane, I'm sorry. And that's a really good mark over the top. So we'll have a repeat entry here for Imperials. They go inside, find a target about 30 metres out directly in front. And Imperials are going to have the first clean look at goal. I think that's Zach Hall down there. Yes, it is. So Zach Hall back in the centre square. He's taking the Brett Lee run up here, but really good opportunity for Imperials to hit the board nice and early. Lines up, he is going to go for it. Kicks from about 40, 45. That's a great kick. Has it got the carry? Goal umpire says yes. Nice early goal for Imperials. First look inside 50. Kept the ball in with some really good pressure. Caused the stoppage. Rushed kick from Tigers. And Imperials get on the end of it. Have a shot at goal. And they now lead. 1 goal straight. 6. Tigers yet to score. But a really good first couple of minutes. Lots of pressure both ways. And Imperials be really happy to absorb the first entry from Tigers. And gone back the other way. So now we'll have Quaife and Brisbane doing battle once again. Danks is in the middle there for Imperials with his back to camera, opposed to Nitschke. Ball fires out. Danks can't quite find it at his feet. Imperials get it on the boot, send it towards half forward. Want to get a hand on that. It's going to be a last touch. Now that's come off a Tigers boot. How will the umpires see this one? There wasn't really much Soroka could do about that one. He didn't know much about it. It got slapped back onto his boot. And nope. The new law, it is going to be an Imperials kick. It did. Nope, it's going to be a throw-in. And this is one of those ones. The last disposal rule. Look, I think people would argue if that had been a goal, Soroka would have claimed it, but he didn't know much about it, and I think that's good common sense umpiring in there. Hall, another chance. Lays a tackle almost. Armstrong takes advantage, sends them forward. Some good defensive work there from Tigers. They get a chance to mop up. I think that's Rakowski down there, who's been another good addition for them. It gets wrapped up. Tigers want a free kick for Ghizzarelli down there, hatching it in their opinion, but umpire comes in, will once again throw it up, and we have the 2 rucks going at it. Quaife this time gets the better of it. They come out the back. Good feed to Johnston. Now they get the chance to drive towards half back. Little scrubby on the kick, but Edwards makes it good. Now he gets tackled, and Imperials drive it back forward. Malentis onto that left boot, drives them very deep, and 1 point is the result. After I spent 3 minutes talking about Malentis and what a difficult shot he had in round 1 for a right footer, and then discovered he was a left footer, I won't forget that for the rest of the season. Tigers clear it out wide. They take that first kick, and now they find Edwards with the next one, still just inside defensive 50 for the Tigers. And now they go all the way back and they look for that switch through Edwards. Connor this time, who goes to Reece Edwards. Edwards now straightens them up, takes off the dangerous kick, but that's a fantastic one. Soroka in the middle. Now they look out towards the far side, the near side wing. Good mark. Moves the ball quickly. That was Jed Edwards. Fires it up towards wing. Important contest this. Tigers win it. Fire the handball forward. Imperials just chop it off, and that one has gone over the line. Little bit of afters. Umpire would want to come in and sort this one out pretty quickly, I would have thought. We've got a couple of youngsters down that almost got caught in the middle of that, so let's just tidy that one up, straighten things up, and get on with the footy. Very flat throw-in, and we might just call that one back and have another go. Give the Rucks a good contest. I think once again we've got Brisbane and Quaife down there who have gone head-to-head for the first few minutes of the game. This one gets over the back. It's Brisbane who reacts quickest as the Rucks get turned around. Now the mids can get involved. Hall, who's been busy the first few minutes. Danks gets the handball over. Brisbane turns into a brick wall. Now Tigers get the chance to come out the back through Edwards. Liam this time, and he finds a safe kick to Jed Kemp, who fires it inside 50. That's a great lead and great defensive work as well. Imperials try and mop up. They do come out the back now. They find that safe handball and that safe kick out wide. Straight up towards the wing. Malentis gets onto that trusty left boot, and in a blink of an eye, they're inside forward 50 now. Connor Edwards this time leads back, but Imperials take possession. Now Tigers get it. They go right out the back. And now they get a chance through Reese Edwards to clear. But that kick is going to be chopped off by Malentis once again, who's been really busy. Gets onto that left foot once again from just outside 50. Sends it to the top of the square. 2-on-1 down there. Tigers get a fist on the footy, but it's Imperials acting quickest at the fall of the ball. It falls to Ibsen, who gets onto his right foot, snaps around the corner, and that's a goal. Another one for Imperials. They move to 2 goals, 1-13. Tigers yet to score. Good start, Imperials. Twice they've absorbed pressure and turned that pressure into a forward 50 entry for themselves, and twice they've turned those into goals. So, look, Tigers have had a couple of opportunities in the first 7 or 8 minutes of this game. But Imperials have been able to settle, rebound off half back. A couple of times it's gone through Malentis out on this near side wing and half forward, who's been able to get onto that left foot and drive them deep. Good start, Imperials. But Tigers, look, they'd be unhappy with the scoreboard in this early stage of the game, but they're getting their opportunities, they're getting looks, as we see Wayne Barnden down there on the bench for Imperials. He'd be happy with the scoreboard, he'd be happy with the start, and he'd certainly be happy with the rebound they're getting off half back in the early going of this game. Quaife this time gets the better of the centre contest. Ball ends up on the deck. Quaife goes in and gets it himself. Might not be coming out. Umpire has a good look and says, no, let's have another go at this. Quaife and Brisbane go at it again. Quaife this time belts it forward. But again, Imperials across half back. They've been fantastic across there. Now they get the chance to have a bit of a run and a bounce. Send it towards the forward 50 again. Hancock, I think that was, who just slapped it forward, and good opportunity for Imperials, but Tigers here, they mop up, they work it towards the boundary line, it comes off hands, and this one, I think we're pretty safe in saying will be a throw-in. Much to the disgust of Kane Malentis down there, but definite throw-in off hands, that one. Hopefully we get a good contest for the rucks here. Yeah, nice throw-in, really nice. Quaife taps it out the back, gets it towards Nitschke, Quaife. Now they get the chance to drive up towards centre wing. Good chance here for Soroka if he can run onto it. But Imperials recover first, but they've given up a free kick in the meantime. Tigers now look inboard. That's a great kick. Fantastic kick. Marked right in the centre circle there by Barnsby. He now moves on quickly, drives it up towards forward 50. That's a great long lead by Chapman. But at the back, it's Wademan who recovers for Imperials, gets it towards Hall. Good chance, though, for Tigers if they can just get a handle on it through Chapman. Imperials fighting for their lives early. Corey Johnson now gets the footy, feeds that handball out the back. They've always got one out the back that they can just look for something to get out. Morgan, he gets it over to Wademan. They go wide. And now Imperials with a chance. And they do drive it up and just soak up some pressure. Now they look inside. Tim Mayers, he gets the footy moving on. I think that's Danks running towards us. He gets it onto the boot before he's tackled. And again, they've driven off that half-back line, got it up towards half-forward. But it's Connor Edwards this time who chops it off, finds a kick straight into the middle, and they just absorb some pressure. Liam Edwards says, settle things down, lads. And unfortunately, he's kicked it straight to an Imperials opponent there at half-back. And once again, that Imperials half-back line. This time the kick comes out towards Mayers. Good kick. Marks on centre wing. No one on the mark. So Mayers takes the easy meterage, drives them just inside 50. Almost a mark down there to Ibsen, who's been busy in the early going. But Tigers recover, send it out towards the near side wing. But once again, it's Imperials who are going to drive back in. Spilt mark at the front there by Connor Edwards. Makes life tough for Tigers. Another chance for Imperials. This time it goes to Danks. Danks drives it to about 20 out directly in front. That's a superb kick, great lead. Strong in the contest. Brisbane, who's been doing ruck work in the early going, he now finds himself about 20 metres out, very slight angle, and he will shoot for Imperials' third in the early going. Handballs it off, in fact, goes for Ghizzarelli, who fires from long range and has indeed put the third on the board for Imperials. 3 goals, 1-19. Tigers yet to score. Incredible scoreline, really, because the play has been pretty much 50-50. Just Tigers, they're getting chopped off across that, just that area around 40-50 out from goal. Imperials have gone in and they've turned most of their forward entries into goals, or at least scores. Tigers have been inside. It's just that last kick and Imperials' ability to keep the footy live and then find that handball out the back and turn danger into, I think all three of the goals have in fact come off half back. So look, Tigers will want to look at that, the way Imperials are being able to rebound in the early going. Tigers get first hands, but again, at ground level, Danks comes out the back to Gizzarelli. Gizzarelli now gets onto his left boot, drives Imperials forward, inside 50 once again for them. Good chance here to hit up a target out front. That's Hancock, I think, who just gets around on the arc, has a shot, and it's touched in the goal square, and 1 point is the result for Imperials. They move to 3-20. Tigers yet to score. They go out to that far side with that first kick from the resulting point. Brandy Armstrong gets his hands on it, but it's resolved by Rakowski, who now sends it towards the 50, but it's chopped off again by Molentus. He's been super busy in the early going. Loose man inside forward 50, and that's Max East, and he will have a shot for Imperials' fourth in the early going of this one. Some lax marking there, and that's what happens when you turn the footy over coming outside 50. The defenders need to reset and reset really quickly. Didn't have time to do it on that occasion, and East found himself in a lot of space. Misses to the far side. So the scoreboard moves to 3-21 Imperials. The hosts, the Tigers, are yet to score. Goes straight up the middle this time, nice and short, and this time it is held safely. Reese Edwards, I think that is down there. About 20 out from goal. Now they get the chance to exit that back 50, and that's a good kick. Well done, Jed Edwards. Great mark. Now he drives them up towards centre wing. Perfect kick straight into the path of Liam Edwards this time, as we see Namnick trot past. There's that kick. Now, they've looked for that a couple of times in this game in the early going. That kick that goes straight into the middle of soccer off the ground there from Imperials, caught one of the Tigers players right in the face. Now it gets driven inside 50, and back there is Dylan Edwards, who takes the saving mark and looks to clear the danger. But that one's been chopped off by Raymond Mayers. Now Tigers get a chance to recover. It's handled through Liam Edwards. He goes inboard, looks for Kemp. Kemp looking for something out the back. There wasn't really anything he liked. So now it drops to Soroka, who drives them forward. Good long lead from Tigers there, but again, they got a hand on it, but this time Chapman gets the free kick, hand over the shoulder. He goes inside 50. It wasn't quite the kick he was looking for then, I don't think, but it's safely in the hands of Namnick, and looks like he's going to have a shot. It will come from just outside 50. Right behind Jethro on this one. He's going to kick from about 53, about a 45-degree angle, comes around onto his right foot with some encouragement from his Imperials opponent, hooks the kick. Tigers are on the scoreboard. 1 point, Imperials 3-21. Quickly out to that back pocket for Imperials. Now, we saw this a lot from them against Dean Mill. That first kick after a point was pretty much always short and always deep into a pocket. It was that second kick that they couldn't quite always figure out, Imperials, when they got themselves deep into that pocket. But this time it works out. They found their way up towards centre wing, loses the handle on it there. Soroka a chance to tidy up for the Tigers. In goes Edwards, Ryan this time. But it's the Imperials that get the footy and come out the back. Kick chopped off, and it's gone out of bounds, off hands. That one, no argument there, will certainly be a throw-in. True centre wing. The rucks line up. Really good throw there from the boundary umpire again. He's found his range. Umpire has, I think, picked out a free kick, and that is going to go to Josh Soroka there on centre wing. He goes inboard. Tigers looking to do that quite frequently. He's gone back to Reese Edwards this time. Finds what he was looking for, but they come back out wide. Liam Edwards drops the mark, but he's got plenty of time to recover, takes a bounce, runs them down towards half forward, takes a second bounce, gets onto that left foot, sends them inside 50. Again, a good spoil from Imperials. Now they get a chance at ground level through the Tigers. Once again, though, it's Zach Hall back there, I think. So Imperials across that half-back line, in fact, it's Danks. They just won't give anything away, Imperials back there at half-back. It's Jethro will do the ruck work for Tigers. He gets first hands on it. In fact, he grabs it clean, gets tackled immediately. How will the umpire see this? Didn't have prior. That old rule of grabbing it out the ruck is gone. Hancock did wrap him up, but they get another go at it. This time it's Hancock gets first hands on it, slaps it back, looking for Bo Morgan back there. He gets Ball to hand, and it comes off the boot of Kemp, but it's inside 50 where the last disposal rule doesn't come into effect. So our very busy boundary umpire will come into the action once again. Comes in a bit from the boundary, tosses it over their head. Quaife gets front position, perfect tap down there. And a great goal-saving tackle for Imperials. It was Jethro, got his hands on it, wanted to get onto that right boot and have a snap, but couldn't quite get round the corner. Now, Imperials with a chance to rebound again from back 50. Danger signs for the Tigers. Every time Imperials have done this, it's resulted in a score. Hancock leads out to the footy, closely tailed by Pinelli. Imperials again, though, they drive it towards that forward 50. Max East out there just overran it. It's Jed Edwards who picks it up and clears, sends it out to that outer side wing, and that's a fantastic, almost mark, not paid for Barnsby. Danks recovers for Imperials. It comes back to Danks. He comes inboard to Hall. Hall now has the chance. Handballs, accelerates, gives it to Malentis, gets it back, drives them inside 50, and I suspect that's going to be against Ghizzarelli for an unrealistic attempt. And now we see the Tigers with a chance through Johnston at the back 50 to clear the danger. Imperials have looked dangerous every time they've gone springboarding off that half back line. Their ball movement's been fantastic. It has gone from half back to inside 50 for them in the blink of an eye. Now Tigers a chance to launch a counter attack of their own. Soroka there tries to turn around and get the footy going his way. Has that come off his boot? Again, I don't know that he knew much about it, so I'd love to see that one thrown in. In fact, it's come off an Imperials boot, and it's going to be a Tigers free kick to Soroka. About 65 out from goal. Looks for a target inside 50. That's a fantastic lead. Can't quite get there for Quaife. Now Imperials with a chance once again to clear. Handball just fell a little bit short of Hall, but he was good enough to mop it up. They come up towards centre wing. In fact, it's inside the centre square. So contest here, really important contest to win here. Rakowski gets bowled over. Hall, once again, he's been really busy in the early going of this one. And Imperials, they get that kick. They find it out wide. It's Mayers, I think, here on this near side wing. He fires one up just over the head of his teammate there. Rakowski, he mops up. Now a chance for Soroka to drive them forward. Gets onto that right foot, sends them to the 50. Good chance here for Jethro. Now the ball spills for Kemp. Kemp back to Jethro. Jethro, he's taken one too many on and been caught holding the ball. I think that's twice in about the last 5 minutes, but both of them, if you'd been able to break that last tackle, they were through and probably having a shot on goal. So if they can keep doing that and he can break those ones, Tigers starting to build some momentum down there. Imperials off half back. Hall, he's been incredibly busy in the early going of this one. Now they find a chance on the outer side wing, drive it up to wing proper, and that's a good searching lead. I think that's Ibsen out there. He swings onto that right foot, sends him inside 50, and again, 2 kicks and they're inside. Danks, now a chance for Max East at the back. It's Johnston, Zach, who gets there first, tries to tidy up for the Tigers, and eventually it spills off hands, and we will have a boundary throw in on the outer side, about 35 metres around from the Imperials goal. The way they're turning a defence into attack has been a real feature of their game so far in this one. About 20 minutes into the first quarter, boundary umpire waits for the signal, tosses it in. It's Pinelli this time for Tigers doing the ruck work, and we've given the boundary on that side of practice, and we'll have another go bringing this one back into play. Pinelli versus Danks out there on that outer side. Imperials trying to force it forward. Good chance here if they can just get a clean handle on it. East throws a boot at it. Dangerous. Goes through the goal square, but just to the left-hand side of that left-hand goalpost. And it's 3 goals for Imperials, and Tigers take the kick in really quickly and find themselves at defensive 50 with that kick out from goal. Find their way to Liam Edwards. He's just outside 50 for Tigers. He goes short as well to centre wing, and it's Soroka, who also has been really busy in this early going. Now Tigers, they get a chance with some overlap run through Nitschke. He fires it in just short of half forward. Couple of short kicks down the way. Kemp now, he draws his man, runs in. About 55 out. He's found something over the back that he likes. That's fantastic. vision. Now we get a chance through James Johnson. He fires on goal, straight over the goal umpire's head. Tigers are on the board. 1 goal, 1-7. Imperials 3-4, 22. Great ball movement then from Tigers this time from the back. They went short. They found some overlap run. They played on quickly from one of the marks there. The stand rule worked in their favour. They moved the footy really, really well. And then found that open man over the back there, James Johnson, who kicked truly. And Tigers trail by 15 as we head into the last few minutes of the first quarter in Tyrepower Manjimup League action. Entertaining first quarter. Imperials would be wrapped with the scoreboard. They'd be wrapped with the way they're moving the footy off that half-back line. Tigers getting some reward for effort that time and able to find someone free inside 50. Centre ball up. Imperials just about away. Now they get another crack at it. It's going to be Brisbane if he can get the handle on it. Yes, he does. Fires the handball out towards Mayers. He has a chance to drive them forward. Gets it back to Brisbane. Brisbane drives them deep, deep inside 50. Good chance here for Dylan Edwards to mop up for Tigers as the ball runs away from him. Goes across the boundary line. Max East hot in pursuit of him. Ball beats both of them. Goes out of bounds around 7 or 8 metres from that left-hand behind post. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Great chance here for Imperials. Danks over the back, but it falls for Nitschke. Nitschke grabs the ball, takes a run, goes to the defensive 50, chips it over the top. Now they get a chance to break. Fantastic work then from Nitschke. Gets it back. Now drives it into the middle, and we've seen Tigers try and do that a little bit in this quarter, and it's Kemp who's been on the end of a couple of those. Kemp goes long this time to a contest just outside 50. It's broken up once again, though, by Imperials. They go back to the centre wing. And it's chopped off by Nitschke, who is starting to grow into this game, and his class is obvious. Fires it back towards the 50. Put the moz on him there. That kick wasn't his greatest for the day. Now Tigers with a chance. They can break once again. Jethro gets on the end of it, sends it inside forward 50, and this one dribbles out towards the boundary line, about 30 metres around from Tigers' goal. Good chance here to lock it in and try and hit the scoreboard. Jed Edwards rolls down. Looked like he was potentially going to take the contest, but he rolls away. Quaife now comes in, and he will be opposed to Brisbane. Favours Brisbane slightly, that throw, but Imperials kick it outside 50, but Tigers a chance to mop up. Looks for the handball. Now, if they can just get that last handball across. Fantastic turn by Jed Edwards. Just misses to the left-hand side. Tigers 1 goal, 2-8. Imperials 3-4, 22. And Tigers just starting to get some repeat pressure going here on Imperials. Couple of good looks at goal. Jed Edwards there. Fantastic turn for a big, tall man. That was a fantastic turn and shot. And again, we see Imperials take that little short kick just into the pocket there. And this time, they do get that second kick, and it's Colby Beebe out there almost on defensive 50. He rolls around onto his right, sends it up towards the wing, and it's Wademan. In fact, it's dropped down there. Tigers now with a chance. Nope, held up. And the umpire will come in and sort this one out. Good contest there from Danks for Imperials. And the Rucks will go at it one more time, almost on true centre wing. Quaife managed to get hands to it. Tigers out the back, looking for that handball out, just to create some space. I think it's Ryan Edwards down there. Can't quite get clear. He had Hadley Edwards there in support. Couldn't quite get the arms free, and it will be left to the umpires once again. This time it does come straight out to Ryan Edwards, who bangs it inside 50 for Tigers. Almost great marking attempt there. But Imperials, again, mop up. They head out towards the boundary. Now, that one's missed, and it might have been a centimetre either side of the 50-metre line, and the umpire has paid it. Not sure if he's paid last disposal if it was outside 50 or deliberate inside 50, but this is going to be a great look. Jethro plays on, sends it goalward. Oh, and it's hit the post. Tigers 1-3-9, Imperials 3-4, 22. Good sustained period of pressure here for Imperials. Now, Tigers have gone and cut that short kick off, but great work rate. Gizzarelli gets down, gives them that second one to go over the back when the first one got chopped off. He now looks for something and goes to the target that would have been the first kick if Tigers hadn't closed it down. Now they switch and it goes to Hall at centre half back. Hall super busy in this first quarter. He drives them in towards the centre. Kick misses. Good chance. I think it's Hall going in there and mopping it up himself. Finds a teammate, gets wrapped up, and the umpires will come in and sort this one out once again. I think that was Corey Johnson in there that took the handball from Hall and got wrapped up. Quaife goes at it again for Tigers. Ball won't quite spill out. Umpire's going to come in and sort this one out again, and we will see Quaife and Brisbane, as they've done so often in this first quarter, go one-on-one. Quaife, clean hands on it this time, just punches it inside forward. That's Beggs, I believe. Goes towards full forward. Great chance here. Jethro, he's got the handball he was looking for. Beggs gets onto his right foot. This kid is all class, and he's banged it through. Great kick, Beggs. Really good work. Great repeat effort. Beggs hits the scoreboard. Tigers 2 goals, 3-9, and Imperials 3-4-22. We've got a ball game here. 7 points the difference. And we will have to do some checking, but I believe that is Kenny Begg's first league goal. Let me check on that. The Tigers boys certainly got around him like it was. Ball up back in the middle. The Rucks go at it once again. Quaife comes back to him. He gets a foot to it. Tries to drive the Tigers forward. Now they get another go. Quaife again goes in, gets his own footy, sends it out there to Nitschke, who drives them forward on 50, and it'll be a Tigers free kick. Good chance here late in the quarter. If they can get a third and bring this back to a point or even tie things up, they'd be absolutely wrapped because they were under all sorts of pressure early. And again, I think we've got an arm over the shoulder here, and it will be a Tigers kick. And it's Jethro once again. He's been busy. He's been in everything in this last 10 minutes. Now he gets the chance to go back, have a set shot. Lines up. Almost on the 50. He'll kick from about 40 by the time he finishes his run up. It's on the outer side of the ground. We're not quite behind this one. Very steady approach. Goal umpire doesn't move. Tigers are happy. 3 goals, 3-21. They close the gap to a point late in the first quarter. Imperials 3-4-22. Entertaining game here in the middle of Manjimup under the lights. Wonderful occasion. Thank you once again to the Manjimup sub-branch of the RSL for all their support of today's event. And a fantastic game of football has broken out here that hopefully is doing absolutely justice to the occasion. Tyrepower Manjimup league action. Tigers 3-3-21. Imperials 3-4-22. The Rucks go at it again. Great chance now for Hall to drive Imperials out the front of the contest. And in a heartbeat, they're inside 50. Almost a mark to Ghizzarelli down there. Now the ball spills out towards half back for Tigers. They do get the chance to clear. Drive it up towards the wing. But that one, well, it's either going to be a last disposal or out on the full. Take your pick. And Hall dodges a couple of cars, goes and fetches the footy. This is why we love country footy. Good players going to fetch the ball between cars on the outer side of the ground. And now Hall. Chance to drive Imperials back inside 50. Late in the quarter. Very late in the quarter, in fact. The siren goes. It's 3-3-21 to the home side. The Tigers, 3 goals, 4-22. Imperials, the visitors. Under lights. Anzac Day. Tyrepower Manjimup action. Baron Karks here from the Lower South Football League, Lower South West Football League, Manager of Operations. We hope Nigel's doing well. I think he's gone away with some personal stuff this week. Hopefully all is good in Nigel's world. I'll put you on mute. We'll join you back for the second quarter with Imperials, currently 1 point in front on Anzac Day. Teams are back out in the middle, second quarter of Tyrepower Manjimup. League action to commence momentarily, just waiting for the last spectators to get off the ground. Umpire's got the footy ready to go. Quaife and Max East looks like this time will do battle in that centre circle. 1 point the difference. Imperials lead at quarter time. Tigers 3-3-21, Imperials 3-4-22. Ball goes up. The big men go at it. Good chance here at ground level. Quaife can't quite get the handle on it. And it ends up stacks on. Liam Edwards at the bottom of all that with Danks. Umpire gets the footy. And this time Quaife, unattended in the end, unopposed. Tigers drive it forward, right towards the 50. Great spoil there from Bo Morgan, I think it was, over the back. Now Imperials with a chance to clear. They move it to the back 50, and it's that man Armstrong. He drives them up towards centre wing. In fact, a little further than that. Mayers, good mark, turns around, plays on quickly, and again, in the flat blink of an eye, they're back inside forward 50 this time, Imperials. Good handball out the back. Gizzarelli now with a chance. He can find another handball. It's Hall, who's been super busy in the early going. Backfeed handball this time. Gizzarelli gets onto his left. Goal umpire loves it. That's an early goal for Imperials. Again, coming off that half-back line. And again, with an early goal. So lots to like there for Wayne Barnden and his coaching staff. Fantastic counter-attack. It was deep inside Tigers forward 50. Rebounded down that outer side. And ends with a goal to Imperials. They really have moved the footy beautifully off that half-back line today. It's been a feature of their play in the early going of this one. Umpire ready to restart play. Quaife. Imperials get the better of that one again. Ball spills. Tigers drive it forward. It goes towards front edge of the centre square for Tigers. They turn around and look for a kick just to be able to get their hands on the footy and settle things down. It's Liam Edwards down there. Can't quite hold the mark. It's held up. And the umpire once again calls Max East and Thomas Quaife into action. Quaife grabs it out the ruck this time. Scrambles a kick towards forward 50. Jed Edwards almost on the end of it. Now he gets another chance. Can they get a tackle on? Not quite. Imperials clear the footy. Get that handball just outside. Danks almost got a handle on it. Armstrong, over the top goes Edwards. No free kick, play on. This time it's going to be Hall to settle things down. He'd have to be close to best on ground, particularly for Imperials in the early going of this one. And that's a wonderful kick to Mayers, who handled that beautifully overhead. Now they get the chance to drive inside forward 50. That's a fantastic lead. Just bounces off the chest. Now we've got a chance. Mayers got one over the back there. Perfect vision. And that's a great kick. Now Imperials with a chance to drive forward. Turns onto the left boot and just misses to the near side. Moves Imperials to 4-5-29. Tigers 3-3-21. And Tigers rebound that one quickly back into play, have they? Yes, they get the chance to springboard half back. In fact, they go backwards towards the goal square. Now they come out to this near side. Find the mark. Now they can run and bounce. Attack the wing. Up it comes. And it's Soroka now who marks absolute centre wing true. Drives them towards half forward. Kick just misses the target. Falls a bit short of the leading forward that was down there. And in fact dribbles out. Jethro just about 10 metres short of him. Imperials drive it back in. Go straight towards the middle. Mayer's in there, I believe. He tries to get a toe poke on it, but it's Tigers who recover best. Now an important one-on-one as we head out towards centre wing once again. Ball hits the deck, stacks on, and that footy is not coming out in a hurry. Umpire calls, give it to me, and the Rucks will go at it once again. It's Quaife and East who will do battle. Quaife slaps it over the back. No one there until Kemp arrives on the scene. Gets a boot to it, drives them forward. Now they get a chance to clear. Kemp again, I believe, at the bottom of that one. And the umpire once again has said, nope, you've had your chance. If you're not going to clear it, I'll have it. In fact, it wasn't Kemp, it was Jesse Edwards at the bottom of that one for Tigers. Quaife again, he's had a dominant couple of minutes in the ruck, but it's Mayers who runs out the back, looks for options. Now he goes inboard, really attacking kick that one. Finds that man Hall, who's been in everything in the early going. Over towards Captain Fantastic, Brandy Armstrong. He drives him inside forward 50. That's a great kick. All sorts of pressure back there. Hits the behind post in the end. Out of bounds. Deep forward pocket for Imperials. Both sides have looked fantastic when they've been able to take that kick on and drive from the wing into the centre circle. It hasn't always worked. It's a dangerous kick to bite off at the best of times, but when it's worked for both teams, it's really allowed them to open up that whole forward line for them. And this time it worked for Imperials. They get a throw in and a repeat chance inside forward 50, deep inside forward 50. It's Brisbane, I think, who got that one out. I think that's Hall, who's had a fantastic snap on goal. Big contest a couple of metres out. Tigers successfully punch it across and find their way to safety. Another behind for Imperials. Tigers 3-3-21, Imperials 4-6-30. There's the kick in from Tigers. Just misses the outstretched hands. It's gone out of play just outside 50. James Johnson did get a fingertip to that, so I'm hoping we're going to see a throw in. Nope. Umpire says fingertips not enough, and it'll be Brisbane who brings that one back into play. Drives it right to the top of the goal square. That's a dangerous kick. Tigers under pressure immediately with that one. And the umpire has picked out a free kick for a hold, and Tigers a chance to relieve the pressure back there. They find a quick kick out to that back pocket. Now they can break through the middle. It's Quaife on the 50. Can he drive them out of danger once and for all on this one? Quaife drives it long towards the outer wing. It's all Imperials out there though. Once Jethro couldn't get the mark, he had 3 on him at one stage. Imperials now, they get that handball out. They drive it forward. I think that's Danks out there. Back inside 50 once again. Zach Johnson has a chance to clean up, but no, it spills to Imperials. Imperials now, Ibsen gets the handball out. Now it lands almost with Gizzarelli. Gets back on. Can he get onto his left boot and find that kick? Scrambles one goalwards. Reece Edwards got a fingertip to it. It was probably offline anyway. Reece Edwards made sure of it. Goes and collects. And it's Reece Edwards who will drive Tigers back into play. Tigers 3-3-21. Imperials 4-7-31. Early going of the second quarter. Tyrepower Manjimup League action. Quaife, he's been busy in the early going. Finds a kick that he likes. Drives it towards true centre-half back. Can Tigers relieve the pressure now? They've been stuck in that back 50 for a few minutes. Chance now for Jed Edwards. He gets tackled to ground. Armstrong thought he was away. Like an old Western then. The umpire was a bit too quick on the whistle and no one could escape his wrath. The umpires do, the rucks do battle in fact. Tigers now with a chance to break away. They drive it towards forward 50. Fantastic contest over the back from Hancock. It spills now for Imperials and they get the chance. They can clear the danger through Wademan. He gets tackled, still managed to get a handball clear. They've still got the chance. Armstrong now on hands and knees, gets himself to his feet, drives the kick around the corner. Chance for, I think it's Jed Edwards out there, or Quaife in fact. Quaife had about 2 of them and he's been pinged for a throw. Didn't quite get a fist to that and handball it as required. And Imperials will get the chance to go forward once again. Quaife had 3 on him there. 2 contested the mark and then there was another Imperials player at ground level. And that's a long kick. Goes deep inside forward 50 for Imperials. Chance off the ground here. They've got attacking goal side of their Tigers opponents. Gizzarelli almost, ball just wouldn't quite sit for him. Now they get another chance. Gang tackled. And it's been called holding the ball and Soroka will go, yep, that was me. I was the main tackler. He grabs the footy. Ibsen then just couldn't quite break free. And once again, Tigers will look to relieve the pressure and they come out to this near side. But again, it's 2-on-1 in the air. But Jed Edwards, strong hands, 2-on-1. He took them both on, claims the mark at half back, and he'll look to drive the Tigers up to centre wing near side. Big contest, this one. Jethro gets hands on it. They set up well. Really well done there by Edwards. Manages to feed the handball. Now they go inside 50 themselves, the Tigers. Running onto it is Soroka. Can he get clear? Gets the handball to Kemp. Kemp straightens up. Has a good look at goal. No one back there. And the ball just bounced off to the right. It was holding its line for a moment there. Too long for Imperials fans. Not long enough for Jed Kemp. Takes a right turn, goes through for a behind. Tigers 3-4, 22. Imperials 4-7, 31. 10 minutes into the second quarter for Tyrepower Manjimup. Corey Johnson with a chance to clear for Imperials now. Sends it out towards that outer side wing. Goodridge under pressure. Boundary line. Beats both men. Tigers want a free for last disposal. I think that came from off hands out there. And once again, we'll see Brisbane and Quaife go at it. Quaife gets first hands to it. Zach Hall, though, at the bottom, gets bowled over, doesn't get a free kick. Another bump there from Corey Johnson. Ball's heading back out towards the boundary line. Might have just caught an Imperials player high there. No doing. And the boundary umpire will once again be called into action. In fact, no, it's an Imperials kick out there. Up towards centre wing on that far side of the ground. Imperials almost broke there for Mayers, who ran past the contest. But Melendez has been caught holding the ball. Tigers, free kick, looking for 50 as well. Now they drive it forward. That's a great lead. Straight up at the footy from Edwards. He's been a really good connection focal point for the Tigers to date. Fires it inside 50. Jethro on the lead. Marks just inside 50. If he has a ping, he'll be shooting from just outside 50. He's had a couple of looks early, Namnik. Can he straighten up and send this one straight through for the Tigers and give them their fourth? Thought about giving it off. Come on, you're a key forward. Think better. Now he lines up, comes in, just arcs out to the right, sends it long, really long, and it has gone through for a behind off hands. Tigers 3 goals, 6-24. Imperials 4-7, 31. Quickly back into play. Finds itself in the hands of Hancock. He finds Danks just outside defensive 50. Danks drives Imperials up towards that outer side wing. Against Dean Mill, they showed they like taking it out around the wings. Imperials, they've been fantastic when they've played wide. Every now and then they bite that kick off into the middle, but they've looked really good when they've moved the footy out wide. This time we see James Johnson, though, for Tigers. Drives it towards that wing position again. Now a chance, both sides. Danks, important ball to win, runs into a tackle low, manages to get the footy free. Not legally, though. Danks argues his point. Don't think he's going to win this one, though. Turned, ran into the tackle. Did eventually get hands on it, I believe, and then it's chopped off by Mayers. He's had a good couple of minutes, and he finds Ibsen just inside the 50. He finds something he likes closer to goal, and Imperials will line up from about 20 metres out, directly in front. It's Goodridge down there, Mason Goodridge. He has a chance to bang through Imperials' fifth. Doesn't dwell over this one for too long, but nice and deliberate. Comes in, steady. Goal umpire loves it. Goodridge hits the scoreboard. Tigers, 3 goals, 5, according to the scoreboard I can see, 23. Imperials move to 5-7, 37. About halfway into the second quarter on the Tyrepower Manjimup scoreboard. Imperials just break it open a little bit. The only 2 goals of the quarter so far have just managed to sneak out to that 2 and a bit goal margin that they did carry for much of the first quarter until Tigers stormed back late in that one. And it's been the Imperials who have just managed to hit the scoreboard with some consistency in this second quarter and build somewhat of a lead. Once again, we see Brisbane and Quaife go at it in the middle. Breaks for Imperials. They're looking for that back feed handball, which they find this time. Brisbane drives Imperials inside 50 once again. The pressure doesn't stop. And there's a hole down there, and I believe it might be Goodridge shooting for goal for the second time in about a minute. Yep, holding free kick. It's Goodrich that will have the shot. He's well inside 50, not quite as directly in front as he was for the last one, but absolutely kickable. Once again, doesn't dwell over this one, but does steady, lines it up just off to that far side, near side for him with the kick. Just offline. Tigers 3-5, Imperials 5-8-38, 15-point margin. Tigers to bring it back into play. Nice strong lead out there. I think it's Connor Edwards. Got on his bike, led just inside back 50. Now he turns, finds something he likes on centre wing. Just misses the outstretched hand of Barnsby down there, I believe. Came off hands, and again, the umpire's going to have to sort out. It's been touched. Give it to the boundary umpire. Not last disposal if it comes off hands like that. Everyone did their best to keep that one in play. Boundary umpire tosses over his head. Good chance here. Danks at the back, gets a look at it, runs into trouble though. Didn't have many options there. Got wrapped up. And again, we will see Brisbane and Quaife go at it. The big men have been busy so far. Now we see it almost break for Tigers, but once again, Armstrong almost thought the seas had parted for him then, but the umpire beat everyone. Quaife slaps it over the back. This time, will it break for Tigers? Will it break for Imperials? No. Yes, it breaks for Danks. Imperials drives him inside forward 50. It's chopped off by Dylan Edwards. He goes across the face of goal, settles things down. And now Tigers look for an exit route to come out of that defensive 50. They've been under pressure for much of this second quarter so far, and it looks like it's coming back in again. It does on that outer side, and that's a great lead up. Fantastic chess mark at full speed. Mason Goodrich, who will have his third shot in about 4 minutes of gameplay for Imperials. He's had a real purple patch here. Third shot at goal. He's kicked one, just missed the second. This one, the tightest angle of the three. Certainly well within range though. Sends it goalward, and like the last one, unfortunately for Goodrich, just off to the far side for us from the camera, near side for Goodrich from the side he kicked it, and it will once again be Reece Edwards, I think, back there, brings them back into play, goes short, finds Nitschke. Now, it's that all-important second kick. It's a good one. Jesse Edwards just outside 50 for Tigers, now with the chance to drive them up towards centre wing. It goes wide and out of play, off hands. Connor Edwards there. Nothing he could do to prevent that ball going across the line and out of play. And it's in the hands of the boundary umpire once more. Tossed back into play. The two big men, Brisbane and Quaife, they've been going at it for a quarter and a half now. Fired out by Kemp. Now the Tigers can get some run. The handball just bounced off Nitschke as he ran through at full speed. They've still got a chance here though. It falls out the back though for Bede for Imperials. And now it's Johnson who drives them back in towards the middle, and Danks, who's been busy in this second quarter. He takes off, has a bounce, kicks towards forward 50, just overshot Goodrich, who was on the end of it. Now he gets on the end of it once again. Tackled though, and it falls out the back to Reece Edwards, who clears the danger just momentarily though for Tigers, because Danks leads the race. Jed Edwards gets there, puts some pressure on. Now the chance for Imperials to go back inside. Armstrong gets the footy out. Good chance here. Smothered. Comes back. Won't quite break for Imperials, but it won't quite ease the pressure for Tigers either. Malentis heavily involved in that passage of play inside forward 50. It just wouldn't quite break for the Magpies. The Tigers have another chance to clear the danger. Boundary umpire will do the honours. Tigers get themselves sorted. Rucks come in to do battle once again, and it's Quaife who gets first hands on it, opposed to East this time, but the ball spills to East. Gets it to his right foot, and again, just off to that far side. Tigers 3-5-23, Imperials move to 5-10-40. Tigers under all sorts of pressure through the middle stages. In fact, most of the second quarter, most of the players been down that left-hand end of the ground. Tigers now looking for something to come out and clear the danger. That's a great kick. That is a fantastic kick. Connor Edwards on the end of it. I think it was Reece Edwards from the back there that took the kick-in duties, and that was a pearler of a kick. And once again, Jed Edwards this time on true centre wing. That missed Imperials' fingertips by about an inch, I reckon. That kick Hits the deck though. Kemp mops up, another chance, gets a toe to it, surrounded by Imperials. This time it's Connor Edwards. He tries to spin out of a tackle and get them forward. Spills though, ball in dispute just forward of centre wing for Imperials. It spills out the back. Bo Morgan drives Imperials back inside. And that is going to be a kick, one would suggest, against Tyler Ibsen for an unrealistic attempt. And it will come back to Reese Edwards. About 20 out from Imperials goal. Reese Edwards, the captain, the chance to clear pressure once again for Tigers. They've been hemmed in there for a lot of this quarter. And that kick again to Jed Edwards, that's a brilliant kick. Takes it on the chest, plays on quickly, gets the handball, kick over towards the middle, doesn't quite hit the target, but Johnson has plenty of time there, drives Tigers inside forward 50. Now they've got a chance. Chapman spins around onto his right. Nitschke at the fall. Jethro right in the middle of it once again. Wrapped up. And we will have a ball up about 45 out from Tigers goal. Chance for their backs to take a breath. Quaife once again gets first hands to it. Brisbane though follows up, gets a handball, smashes it forward. Someone check on the footy please. Now Tigers, can they get a handle on this one and go back inside? Yes they can. Johnson though, the kick gets smothered on this near side wing. Chance to mop up. That's a brilliant kick. Just slowed things down, found a target. Liam Edwards on the lead. Now they bite that dangerous one off. And in the end, I think they might have got a favour done for them there. Played on, probably didn't want to, but then got tackled high and got the kick back. Now Tigers, chance to drive it deep, deep, deep. That's carried almost all the way. Been touched just before the line. Tigers move to 3-6-24. Imperials 5-10-40. Tigers really need to build some sustained pressure here. Give their backs a rest. Try and keep it locked in there. Generate a goal if they can. 16 points as we close into the last few minutes of the second quarter, first half. Here in the middle of Manjimup, under lights, Anzac Day footy. Wonderful occasion. Great game of footy here so far. Danks now on the outer side wing. Spins, turns, looks for a teammate to feed it to. Now he finds one. They drive back inside forward 50. Not what the Tigers want, in fact, just outside. Now it's inside forward 50. Tigers, though, they find a handball. Clear. Come back towards the middle. Kemp finds a handball he likes. Now Tigers springboard back up towards forward 50. Good chance here for Edwards if he can just get a handle on it. Begs at the fall of the ball. What a fantastic young player this man is. Imperials, they managed to squirt it forward, but Tigers mop up at the back. And it's safely in the arms of Soroka, who now, from right in the middle of the centre circle, drives them forward. Strong marking attempt. Strong spoil, though, from Wademan, who is up to the challenge. He gets a boot to it. Sends Imperials back towards that outer side wing. Brajovic out there. Spills the mark. Has time to mop up. Now he drives Imperials back towards their forward 50. Good chance here. Tigers don't keep their feet. Good chance there. It almost parted for Ibsen, but he got knocked off the ball just as he went to kick. Now it's Pinelli who has a chance. Runs into trouble though. And Goodridge. He's going to be having his fourth shot at goal in about 10 minutes. 1 goal, 2 for his efforts so far. Pretty similar position. This one maybe a touch further out to his third shot of the quarter. But what a fantastic contribution from Goodridge over the last 10-15 minutes of gameplay. Drives this one deep, and this time it's come across to the near side for the camera. I think the goal umpire might be suggesting that didn't like the body check on the way through and giving one of the Tigers players there a bit of feedback, or I might have just made all of that up. Tigers drive the footy back in, find a safe kick into that back pocket. Nice overlap run there from Edwards. Next kick should have probably, in fact does, now eventually go to him. That's a great running pattern from Edwards. Had the initial kick and now has been rewarded with a 50-metre penalty for Imperials encroaching. And in the blink of an eye, Tigers are up to centre wing. Edwards heavily involved there. Took the first kick out from the goal square. Great follow-up run. Got on the end of the second one. And now he has a chance from true centre wing to drive Tigers forward. They'd love a goal in the last couple of minutes of this one just to bring it back to a goal and a bit. And that's spearing pass. Absolutely beautiful kick. Liam Edwards now drives them inside forward 50. Big contest. 30 metres out from goal. Jethro marks it. Didn't land particularly well. He's been in everything when it's been at the Tigers' end of the ground. He's had a couple of big marking attempts and a couple of big grabs. Namnick will now go back and have another shot at goal. Last one, for memory, was just offline. Similar position to his last shot. This time he goes straight at the target. Last time it was a little further out, so he came around to the right. This time goes straight at the target, sends it close to that right-hand goalpost, gives the goal umpire a bit of a challenge, but it's snuck inside. Big goal for the Tigers as we approach half-time. They move to 4-6. 30 Imperials, 5-11-41. 11-point lead to the visitors. If you haven't been able to join us at the footy this evening, we hope you're enjoying the coverage on Filming Footy, Tyrepower Manjimup League action, Anzac Day. These two sides who started what will hopefully be a long-term tradition for the Lower Southwest Football League. Magnificent occasion last year. Magnificent occasion, well respected this year, and a great contest so far as we get deep into the second quarter. Important ball this as we head towards half-time. 26 minutes in, we'll have another contest. Big men go at it once more. Quaife actually getting a break by the looks of it. Tigers now get the chance, feeds the handball out the back. That was Johnson. Now they've got a man inside. Kemp, his positioning and giving them that inboard kick has been fantastic all game so far. Soroka out there just on this near side wing. Slows things down. Now he's called to play on. Turns in on his left but gets back on his right foot. Misdirected that one. Landed it right between two of his teammates and Brisbane chopped it off. Now drives the Magpies forward once again. Big contest down centre half forward for Imperials. Important ball this one. And the umpire says, important ball, and it's mine. The Rucks arrive at the contest. Big one to win this. Brisbane smashes it inside, as we've seen him do a couple of times. Good opportunity for Imperials here. They get that feed out the back, drive it inside forward 50, and that's a great lead. And it's that man. It's Goodridge. Again, could he be about to have his fifth shot at goal for the quarter? Thought about passing it. Does. Now he goes inboard. Danks under it. Just got caught a little narrow. Kick comes out towards that outer side wing. It's Jethro out there for Tigers. He's been a busy man. He's got company though with Hancock. Now Tigers try and drive it forward. Just pop it on the boot. It's Kemp that picks it up in the middle. Kick down towards that forward 50. It's Liam Edwards. The siren's beaten them. It's for, according to the scoreboard out there on that outer side, Tigers 4-6-30. Their board doesn't match ours on the coverage. The scoreboard says it's 5-10-40 for Imperials. Our coverage says it's 5-11-41. We'll let the goal umpires sort that one out. If the scoreboard out there is right, they will tell us. And if the scoreboard out there is wrong, they'll go and sort it out with the scoreboard attendants who are long gone. They've looked over their shoulder and gone, nah, that's right, boys. We're going to get a pie. So for now, 4-6-30. Tigers, 5-10-40. Imperials. The scoreboard attendants said, yep, that's what it is. We're getting a feed. Brilliant first half of footy from Tigers and Imperials. We will join you back for the third quarter in about 15 minutes' time. Tyrepower Manjimup league action here in the centre of Manjimup. Welcome back here to the middle of Manjimup. Tyrepower Manjimup League action here on Anzac Day. Entertaining game here so far between Tigers and Imperials. Of course, all focus on this game for the moment, but the lower southwest action moves tomorrow to Pemberton with Southerners to take on Boyup Brook. Both those sides looking for their first win of the Tyrepower Manjimup season. Boyup Brook, of course, had the bye in the first round, and then they ran into Bridgetown last week, who got the job done 13-14, 92 to 7-9, 51. So Boyup Brook will be looking to open their account for the season. Southerners got beat by 28 points last week by Imperials. Tough round one. They travelled out to Kojonup, came back 119 points on the wrong side of that one. So both sides there be looking for their first win of the season. And at the opposite end of the spectrum, we'll have the two sides that have played 2 and 1-2. Kojonup looking for their third in a row. They travel to Bridgetown. Kojonup sitting on top with a percentage of 282. Of course, they had that big win over Southerners, 119 points in round one. And then in round two, they followed that up with a really impressive second half against Dean Mill last week. Of course, that one was featured on Filming Footy. After the two sides went in with only 3 points separating them at half-time, Kojonup powered away, kicking 13 goals to 4 in the second half and won by 58 points. So if you haven't had your fill yet, by the end of this one, get yourself out to Bridgetown or Pemberton tomorrow. So two big games at opposite ends of the table early in the season. But we're back to the action here for the third quarter. Quaife, as he's done so often today, gets first hands to it, follows it up, gets tackled by Danks. It breaks for Kemp. He gets onto that right foot, fires the Tigers forward early in this quarter. A lot of arms going out. Jethro had a run at it, but ran into his Imperials opponent. Don't know that anyone did a lot wrong there, but umpire lets it go, paid the mark, and it finds its way to Hall. He retreats, and now Imperials find the exit route that they would like. Morgan at half-back for Imperials. Early going, third quarter, Tyrepower Manjimup League action in the Lower Southwest Football League. Kick out towards centre wing here. The big men go after it. Quaife gets hands on the footy, but was never going to be able to do much with Danks for company. Got hands to it and goes across the line on this near side wing. Boundary umpire tosses it back in. Quaife, once again, gets to the front, gets hands on it, almost broke for Imperials. Ball ends up eluding everyone. Raymond Mayers almost had a play on the footy there, but boundary umpire called into action once again. And we'll see, I think it's Brisbane. Yes, it is Brisbane and Quaife going at it. Boundary umpire just lost the handle on that one. So we'll have another go. Early going, third quarter. 4 goals, 6:30. We've still got a Mexican standoff here between our Filming Footy scoreboard, which says it's 5 goals, 11, and the and Play HQ, which says it's 5-10, and the actual scoreboard at the ground. So we'll go with 5-10 for Imperials. Ball half forward for Tigers. Again, lots of hands in the air, footy on the ground. Boundary umpire wins. He'll toss it back in. And Quaife and Brisbane will do battle once more. They both managed to hold each other out this time. Ball spills to the front, out the back this time. They get a chance through Connor Edwards. He's slung. Surely a free kick there. Connor Edwards decides he'll go in and get some payback for himself. Didn't work out too well because he ended up back on the deck, but he's got the free kick. He's got 50, and that will take him inside 50. Not the tackle that we want to see, and Danks is at risk of giving away another 50 there, trotting across Edwards' path on the way in. Umpire sorts things out. Danks is on the mark. Edwards will kick from right on the 50, goes to the top of the square. In fact, that's going to carry into the middle of the square. Imperials get hands on it, rush it across. Tigers 4-7, 31. Imperials, well, we'll the next wide shot we get of the scoreboard, we'll see what the scoreboard has to say. Kick back into play, back out towards the 50 for Tigers. They get another chance here. Feed the handball inside. Jethro nails it. Goal for Tigers. Jethro Namnick, he's been in everything so far today. Moves the Tigers early in the third quarter. 5 goals, 7, 37. Imperials 5:10:40, I think. Our filming footy team have decided enough is enough. We're going to give in. We're going to say it's 5-10. We're going to go with the common consensus and the scoreboard and the goal umpires. So 5-7-37 Imperial. Oh no, we've gone back to 5-11. Ball in the centre of the ground. Great chance here for either side if they can get that clean break. Armstrong, as he's done so often for this side, gets it out to Mayers. Mayers inside 50, almost for Imperials. It's Ibsen out there. He's been busy and looked lively whenever the footy's gone inside 50 for Imperials. Great chance here. Ibsen gets on the end of it, fires a handball off. They've got a free man just inside 50, bangs it onto the right boot, and Hadley Edwards with a very comprehensive fist across the line. The scoreboard moves to 5-12. It was 5-11. It went back to 5-10. It went back to 5-11 like Santa had visited and just decided Imperials need an extra point. And now they actually do score an extra point. It's 5-12. And apparently it's the scoreboard that is... No, it's the scorekeeper. Scoreboard now says 5-12. But now they're saying 5-6 for Tigers. Really hope this doesn't end up being a close game because I'll be all at sea with what the actual score is. So hopefully the goal umpires can get that sorted at 3/4 time. Armstrong now in the centre of the ground for Imperials. Turns, gets onto that right foot, fires it inside 50 once again. Good bodywork there from Imperials, just inside 50. Now they get the chance to drive forward. Nice little, we'll call that an 8-iron. Good chance here for Imperials to build some pressure early in this third quarter. Just outside 50 for them. It's Corey Johnson, fires a handball over the top, looking for Gizzarelli, just missed. He follows up his own ball. Goodrich is there as well. Didn't he have a good second quarter? Here's the chance. It breaks open for Ibsen. And Imperials have their 6th. That is not in dispute. Ibsen looked a little bemused that the ball had actually broken for him there where it did, but he managed to get round the corner, snaps the goal, and Imperials once again just with that little bit of breathing space. Every time Tigers have brought it back to within a kick, Imperials have just found something. They did it early in the second quarter after Tigers closed at the late stages of the first. They jumped away in the second. Tigers brought it back early in the third. And now Imperials just find a way, and they're back out to what could be an 11-point lead, could be a 10-point lead. And the big men go at it, centre circle, stacks on, and the umpire will come in once again and toss it up. Quaife gets first hands on it again. Brisbane now gets out the back, and Imperials a chance to break. Misdirected kick, comes out to this near side wing. Foot race now towards the boundary. Good chance here for Mayers. Soroka battles back. Really important ball this. Now some help arrives for both sides. Almost breaks for Maxis. Now it does. Danks drives Imperials deep. Good chance here at the back for Goodrich. Again, he's been in everything for the last half hour. Tigers mop it up. Maybe a high tackle in there. Nope. It's going to be a ball up deep inside forward 50 for Imperials. Goodrich trots away. And we'll have Ibsen doing the ruck work for Imperials. Danks straight through. Almost broke for him then. They track the ball across the boundary line. Boundary umpire will come back into play here. About 10 metres around from Imperials' goal. Toss back in. It's going to land just outside the top of the goal square. Chance for Tigers now. They break. Send it towards 50. It's 3-on-1 out there. Poor old Jethro got caught in amongst an absolute nest of magpies. Hancock took the mark, and he will look to drive Imperials back inside forward 50. Takes his time, swings round onto that right boot, puts it not quite the top of the square, but in front, about 20 out. Imperials player there, grabbed the footy, but got gang tackled. One of the players in there was Dylan Edwards doing the tackling. It was Ibsen who got possession. Umpire tosses up. Quaif's down there. Danks for company. Breaks on the outside now. Can the Tigers clear this time? Yes, they find Soroka right on the back 50. Some good overlap run. The handball hangs in the air for a little while, but Nitschke makes it work. Now they get held up. Look for that kick to the centre wing. Brisbane's back there. Just juggles it a little bit. Oh, it's come off the side of his boot and unfortunately spilled. Jethro now with the free kick back into play after the last disposal. Free kick comes into play. Namnick sends Tigers forward. Yes, I did almost say Richmond. Now it breaks for Beggs. Kicks Tigers inside forward 50. Over the back. Chance for Mark. Another chance now for Barnsby. Gets caught. Footy spills. And it will be a free kick to Imperials for holding the ball. Armstrong goes right back to the defensive goal square. Big switch on here for Imperials. Touches the footy down, sends it out towards that outer side once again. 2-on-1 out there for Imperials. Can they use their number advantage? It's Max East there. Fires the handball forward. Good chance now to drive. Deep inside their forward half. It's Goodridge out there. He's been so busy the last quarter and a bit. Doesn't quite get a handle on it this time. And the ball spills out the back. It's going to be tossed in by the boundary umpire. Crucial stage of this game. Early going in the third quarter. 11 points the difference. Tyrepower Manjimup league action here in the lower southwest. Centre of Manjimup. The lights are on. It's Anzac Day. And we might have another go at that one. The big men converging. Quaif, Brisbane, as they've done so often during this game already. Line themselves up. Gets over the back. I think that's Danks. Puts his head over it, tries to break free, gets tackled, gets held up, no prior. Umpire will toss it again, and the Rucks will do their thing again. Quaif, Brisbane, go at it one more time. Spills forward, Brisbane, a good play on the footy here, gets the handball over the top. Will it sit for Johnson? No, it won't. Tigers get there, but Imperials break forward. Now here's a chance. It spills to Hall. He had an outstanding first quarter, gets onto that right foot, sends it long. Across the face of goal. Behind the result for Hall. Outstanding in the first quarter. Still got plenty of it in the second. Probably wasn't quite. In fact, that's gone out of play on the outer side from where Hall kicked it. Boundary umpire tosses it back into play. Good chance here for Imperials. Can they build some early pressure as they did in the second quarter at the other end of the ground? Good spin out of trouble. It's that man Hall again. Sends it into the middle. Good vision. Hall's been busy. Gizzarelli gets straight up the middle of the ground. Great lead, straight up the centre there. Gave Hall something away in that. And Gizzarelli lines up from about 30 out, almost directly in front. On his left boot, comes off the boot a little bit wonky. Misses to the far side for us. Ball gets returned to Reece Edwards. He'll bring the Tigers back into play quickly. Liam Edwards onto his left boot. Finds Nitschke out here, who's just testing to see if the footy's still pumped up. Probably because Brisbane's been punching it round every time he's got first hands on it. Good kick into the middle of the ground there. Soroka at centre half back. They've gone central. Now they come back out to this near side. It's Nitschke again. All that waffle experience coming into play. That's not his greatest kick, though. Almost chopped off by Armstrong, but it actually works out for Quaif. Sends a really dangerous kick in the middle. It's actually touched off his boot. Chance for Imperials here. Spills out to get the handball out wide. Armstrong sends it to half forward, just over the head of his leading forward. Now Pinelli gets a chance to recover. Turns, fires it back with a long handball. Johnson, that one, set up his teammate. Holding the ball, handball over the top. Gizzarelli runs in, handballs over the top of two Tigers opponent, runs onto his own ball. Kevin Bartlett at his best there. He's just handballed that over two Tigers opponent, run onto his own ball, banged it through from the goal square, and Imperials just managed to put some space between Tigers and themselves once again. Fantastic bit of footy there from Gizzarelli. Great thinking. He was about to run into a brick wall. Just popped it over the top, ran onto it. So Tigers 5-7-37, Imperials 7-14-56. Crucial period this, third quarter. Still plenty of time. We're only about 7 minutes into this third quarter. Last 2 goals to Imperials. Tigers would just love one now to ease the pressure and just keep this margin under control, because next one to Imperials, they'll be out to a 20-plus lead, and that's not what Tigers would want in the early going of this third quarter. Ball breaks for Kemp. He can't quite get a clean kick away. Johnson tries to mop it up, and the ball comes back, and it'll be an Imperials free kick in the centre of the ground. Armstrong kicks it out towards half forward. That's a superb kick. Malentis, who'll swing round onto his left, sends it back inside 50. That's a superb lead straight up the middle of the ground, but it's mopped up by Tigers. They break, send it out to this wing, and Soroka had to sit under it. Now he plays on quickly, fires it towards centre half forward. Not the greatest kick, and Imperials will get the chance to break that one up again. Comes out to this near side. Mayers, he fires a long one back. They come down this near side wing. It's 2-on-1 there. Big punch, but it breaks. Imperials get the chance to go forward again. Misdirected kick, and Tigers with a chance to just settle things down. They come down this near side wing. Good kick, drops the mark. Good chance here for Connor Edwards, but gets done holding the ball, and it'll be an Imperials free kick to Tim Mayers on this near side wing. Mayers, careful little chip kick, works out okay. Malentis marks. Liam Edwards there for company. Malentis onto that trusted left boot. Sends it towards the 50. Big punch from Tigers. Bit of talk there, and he could have probably actually marked that. Didn't know he had as much time as he did. Now Pinelli with the chance. Runs through a couple of tackles. Gets a handball away. It spills over the line. Boundary umpire says, nope, can't fool me. Blows the whistle. And he will get the chance to toss the ball back into play inside Imperials. Nope, he's running outside. And in fact, they are replacing that footy. Personally, I blame Angus Brisbane. He's put his fist through that footy a couple of times. I asked about the welfare of the ball in the first quarter, and now they've changed over. Tossed back into play. Quaife takes it almost out of the ruck. Doesn't quite work for him. Now he falls in. Now Malentis comes in and adds some pressure. Danks is there as well. Quaife, in the end, not a judge to have dived on it and held the footy in. Now he gets the chance to reset. Danks there for company. Tigers, potentially a high tackle there. This time it's Armstrong, though. Drives Imperials forward. Big contest. Top of the goal square. Goodrich falls out the back of the pack with the footy. Good chance still for Imperials. It just won't quite sit. Ball at the base of the pack. Gizzarelli gets picked up by his teammate. Umpire says, I will have it one more time. Quaife there for Tigers. They need to clear this. The last thing they can afford is exactly what potentially is about to happen. Kick is just offline for Imperials. It was almost worst case scenario. Straight out the ruck there for Imperials, and a shot at goal. Reece Edwards brings it back into play. And now a chance for Tigers to clear. Good kick to the defensive 50. Soroka just takes his time looking for that next kick. They really need to clear the area, but in fact they go backwards. Edwards now looks to that outer side. Takes on another short one. Pinelli looks for the running Edwards from behind. Now they move out towards that outer side wing. Chips off another small one. The kick was good. Mark didn't quite stick. Now there's a kick off the ground. It goes straight back inside forward 50 for Imperials. It's Goodrich who reacts first. He's out after it. It's got 2 to beat back there. In fact, 3. Spins around. The ball works out for him. Just got a dribble across the face of goals. Didn't have many options there, Goodrich. Dribbled it. It went through for a point on the opposite side. And Tigers again clear into this near side pocket. Now they look for a safe exit route, and they find Jed Edwards on the way out. He's about 60 out from Imperials goal. It's this next kick that's been getting them into trouble. They've been able to get to 60. It's the next kick that they just haven't been able to fully clear the area. This time, Edwards finds a teammate, takes it safely on the chest, goes back. Now it's with Ryan Edwards. He goes across the ground. It's Reese Edwards this time again with that run from the back. Goes out towards that outer side wing. Now it's Connor Edwards. He fires them forward, and that's a fantastic kick. I think it's Barnsby out there. Led at it, full-chested. Really good kick. Took it at full speed. Inside 50 now for Tigers. Danks gets the chance to clear for Imperials. Handball back. Hancock did his best there to wrap the situation up for Imperials. Little bit of indecision back there, but finally they clear the area. Back towards that outer side wing. But it's chopped off, out of bounds. Now, did it catch a hand on the way through, or will we see Connor Edwards bring it back into play for the Tigers? It is, and he finds Reese Edwards. A little chip inside. Edwards inside the footy goes. To the square. Off hands. And in fact, we're going to have a free kick, and it's the big man again, Jethro, from a very tight angle, close to goal, but this will take and accept, comes round, opens it up, gets onto the left, and he's nailed it. That's an outstanding kick. Opened up the face of the goals, went round the corner with his left foot, and Tigers, just when they needed one, as they've done pretty much all night, 6-7-43, Imperials 7-16-58, 15 points to difference, and that was an important one. Imperials, with that little run of points, had extended the margin out to that 20-point buffer that they were looking for. Just comes back to 15, 6-7, trailing 7-16. Tyrepower Manjimup league action here in Manjimup. Anzac Day footy, under lights. And that was a great circuit breaker for Tigers. Really important goal at a crucial stage of the game. Big men go at it again, once in the middle, once again in the middle. Tigers at the back of the contest. They find that handball. Now they get the chance to clear to this near side wing. Goes over the head of Soroka at his opponent, but he's first to turn and get back onto the footy. Gets onto that trusty right foot, sends it towards 50, follows up his own ball. It was big Jethro there once again. Soroka though, cleans up his own footy. Ball ends up out of bounds, tackled across the line, right in front of Imperials bench there, and in fact it's going to be an Imperials kick on the boundary line there. They chip it inboard, they find Hall. Hall's been busy, he now breaks, kicks out towards this near side wing, Danks under it, traffic coming from behind, but he held his nerve, great overhead mark. He settles things down, trots back, now chips inside, good kick. Was Max East there, and I think Tigers, yeah, they've given away 50 there. Imperials just turned to take that kick through East, and a Tigers body appeared right where East turned, somewhere inside the protected area where he shouldn't have been, and now Max East with a good look at goal, about 30 metres out, almost directly in front. Sends it goalward, and thankfully for Tigers, that was not what they needed. Just drifts across to the left-hand side for East as he kicked it, and it'll be Reese Edwards to bring it back into play for Tigers once more. Goes looking for Jed and finds him. Jed plays on quickly. Now they have a chance to break. Up towards the middle. That's a good mark. Good talk. They sorted that out well there. Jed Kemp being busy. Comes off half back. Sends it up towards half forward. Good contested mark. Almost. Jethro just couldn't quite escape the clutches of Hancock there. Really good pressure from behind. Now Imperials go forward. It breaks for East. He gets the handball away. Big contest this. And the umpire's going to come in. Ball this one up once again. Almost broke out the back there for Imperials. Tigers hanging in there at the moment. Third quarter. Entering the second half of this quarter. They need another one now just to make sure that Imperials don't break away. Umpire almost whistled to the mouth, but Jed Edwards drives Tigers forward. Ball goes up towards half forward. Big ball to win this one. Barnsby's there for Tigers. It's Johnson under all that for Imperials. And once again, Ball ends up on the deck. Umpire calls for it. This time at half forward for the Tigers. Jed Edwards goes in, contests. Imperials, it breaks forward. Off a couple of boots and it ends up going forward for Tigers. Barnsby gets around onto his right-hand side. Dribbles a kick away. Almost breaks for Tigers. Good tackle from Morgan. Now it breaks for Barnsby. Kicks it inside 50. Little misdirected. Goes out of play, but it's about 30 metres around from the Tigers' goal. Good chance here to build some pressure, get their structures right, and get a good look at a goal that they definitely need just to stay in touch with Imperials in this third quarter. Ball tossed back into play. Comes out the back of the contest. Looking dangerous was Edwards, just sneaking around at the back of the contest for Tigers. Wouldn't quite break though, and once again, getting off the bottom of that is Jesse Edwards, and we will have another ball up inside forward 50. The Rucks go at it this time. It breaks for Kemp. He's almost through. Imperials want a free kick, claiming he had prior. Umpire, once again, calls for the footy. About 30, 35 metres out from the Tigers' goal. It breaks for Barnsby. Almost. He was almost away. Tigers. Imperials get the footy. Kemp wraps him up. And we will have yet another ball up inside Tigers forward 50. Quaife doing the ruck work for Tigers. It breaks for Imperials. They kick towards half back. Armstrong underneath it. Did he get a shove? No, not according to the umpire. Can Hadley Edwards get it? Imperials over the top of it. Hadley Edwards goes in with a tackle. Umpire calls for it. Scrappy couple of minutes. Both teams know the importance of this period of this game. Well done there from Brisbane. He's battled with Quaife. That's been a fantastic battle from the two of them. Quick kick forward, but it's chopped off by Dylan Edwards. He drives the Tigers back towards their forward 50. Chasing after it back down there is Connor Edwards. Imperials get to it first. It goes out the back to Corey Johnson. He evades an opponent, kicks it up towards half back. Superb kick right to Tim Mayers, who takes the mark, plays on now, goes inboard, not 15 that one. Doesn't matter though, plenty of time. Now comes that kick in towards the centre of the ground. Out the back is Soroka. He kicks out towards that outer side. Chance for the Tigers. Ball won't sit for them though. Imperials chance to go forward. Tackled. It's Pinelli now hanging on for dear life. Chasing after it now is Connor Edwards. He picks up, bangs towards true centre wing on that outer side. Danks after the footy, has Edwards for company. Turns, gets that handball away. Johnson now sends Imperials back towards that forward 50. Fantastic contested mark. Great reach there from Imperials. Kicks inside 50. Just too long. Chopped off. Tigers now with a chance to break to this near side. It breaks for Jesse Edwards. He goes looking for a target. Kicks out to true centre wing. It's Zach Johnson out there in tons of space. He now kicks forward. Spilt by Quaife. Gets pushed off the ball. Chance for Imperials now to break. They come out towards this near side wing. Ball bounces awkwardly for Dylan Edwards. Tigers might have chance here to mop up. They do through Zach Johnson. Another chance for Dylan Edwards. He pops a kick over the top. Another chance here for Zach Johnson. Stays involved. It's 2-on-1 out there. All sorts of pressure. Umpire says he did. Says Tigers didn't do enough. There's the signal. He's saying you dragged it in, mate. You're on the ground. You pulled it in. There's your prior. Free kick, Imperials. They go short, too short. Danks has time, spins left, spins right, spins left, spins right again. Now he gets it onto his right foot, drives it towards half forward. Big contest this. Armstrong gets a hand to it. Malentis runs inside, gets onto his left boot from just inside 50. Kick sprays off the outside of his boot. That might be a high tackle, and we will probably see, yes, a free kick to Jordan Rakowski back there in the last line of defence for Tigers. Jed Edwards calls in for it in short. Now he turns. He's under pressure, lots of pressure. Gets the handball free. That was untidy from the Tigers. Liam Edwards mops it up though. Kicks out to Soroka, who did his best effort to have that bounce off his chest. And in fact, it's come off his chest, gone across the line. Boundary umpire talking to the field umpire. Soroka not happy, but it's been adjudged that it bounced off his chest and he got it on the second attempt, but had already crossed the line in doing so. Boundary umpire says, I'll have it. Tosses it back into play. Rucks go at it once again. Gets right over the back there. Good chance here for the Tigers to clear. They just need, in fact, spins around onto his left boot, kicks it up towards centre wing. Imperials leading the chase for the ball. Handball to himself. Now that, from Mayers, will be last disposal. It was a clear handball, and Jed Kemp gets the chance to relieve pressure for the Tigers off half-back wing. Drives it to a pretty shallow half forward, but Waderman gets over the back, and he goes inboard, and Dank says, boys, just let's settle things down a bit, hey? Frantic couple of minutes. Both sides know the importance of this period of play. We're into the last 10 minutes of the quarter. There hasn't been a lot of scoring, so it won't be the longest quarter we've ever seen. Both sides know the importance of this period of play. 16 points of difference, approaching three-quarter time, crucial stage in the game. Kick goes up towards centre wing. Over the back, Liam Edwards reaches over, impacts the contest. Mayers is back there for Imperials. Armstrong blasts through, gets the handball off to Morgan, I believe that was. Kick goes up in the air under a ton of pressure, finds its way to Liam Edwards. His handball's chopped off. Important ball. Tim Mayers now straightens up from about 40 and has absolutely nailed it, and he is wrapped as he should be. Ball spilled out to him on this near side at half forward, just inside 50. Found himself with an absolute ton of time, composed himself, bangs it through, and that's another goal to Imperials. Scoreboard now reading 8:15, which is quite different to our Filming Footy scoreboard. What's not in dispute is that was an all-important 8th goal for Imperials. They now just break away just that little bit for Tigers, and in fact, it looks like we've reached three-quarter time. The teams move into their respective huddles. What a well-timed goal that was for Imperials. Crucial in the overall scheme of things where this match is concerned. We will now join the action when the fourth quarter starts in this crucial Tyrepower Manjimup League match in the middle of Manjimup, under lights on Anzac Day. Don't miss this last quarter. Welcome back to Manjimup here for this all-important last quarter. Tigers on the ground, ready to go, waiting for their Imperials counterparts. As we mentioned at the start of the third quarter, big couple of games tomorrow, headlined by Bridgetown taking on Manjimup. Both sides, 2 games for 2 wins. The 2 leading goal kickers in the competition, both with 9 to date. Will Masters and Lee Lucev go head-to-head. Massive game early in the season. Probably the 2 teams that have been the most consistent with retaining most of their list from last year. It's certainly paid off for them in the early going, but we're only, round 3 starting tonight. But certainly the early season form from both those clubs has been impressive. Here we go again. Fourth quarter, middle of Manjimup, Anzac Day. Big half hour coming up for Tigers. They're 19 points down, but it's breaks for Imperials. Just spilling the mark. Soroka a chance to mop things up for the Tigers. It doesn't quite spill for them. Kemp with another chance. Now it breaks. Soroka gets a scrambled kick out. Finds Liam Edwards. He goes inboard. Risky kick, but it finds its target. Now they get the chance to drive towards that 50. Go inside. All important. It's Jethro. Can't quite get a handle on it. Got tackled. Ball spilled free. Still a chance for the Tigers. Danks gets back there, gets the footy for Imperials. Umpire says, give it to me. Crucial period this. Said it before, but now, last quarter, 19 points the difference. Tigers would love an early one. Good tap there from Imperials. It was Brisbane. He's been fantastic, opposed to Quaife. Both of them have got plenty of hands on the footy, and they've both been busy boys in this game so far. A lot of ball ups. The boys go at it again. Slapped out the back there. Good chance this for Tigers. Can't quite get the handball away. It wasn't clean, but it got to Nitschke. He goes inside forward 50. Big contest this. Play on, says the umpire. Hands all over that one from both teams. Tigers thought they might have done enough there to just claim it. I think both teams had a claim on the footy there. Ruckman go at it once more. Inside 50 was Kemp, who tried to claim the mark. Once again, footy gets wrapped up and the umpire will have it. Really important period this. Tigers need an early one. Ball just eludes Beggs down there. Spills out towards the boundary and the umpire will call for a throw-in this time. So the Rucks will go at it again, this time from a boundary throw-in. Ball tossed in. Brisbane and Quaife go at it one more time. Don't think that's the last we've seen of them. Tigers kick up in the air. Big contest this. Well done, both players. Chance for Imperials to break. Soroka down there. He's been busy, especially in this second half. Breaks for Morgan. He's mowed down from behind. Danks now. Just a nice calming kick out towards that outer side. Big contest once again. Armstrong, so reliable for Imperials. Turns, spins, gets onto his right foot, sends it forward, and Mason Goodridge on the end of it one more time. James Johnson about to run into the protected area, thought better of it. Imperials go forward one more time. Inside forward 50 now, big contest this. Almost broke for Ipson. Now it does. Tries to break free of the tackle. Tigers hanging on. Last thing they can afford to do is give away a goal this early in the last quarter and break that margin out past 20. Ball spills out. Big ball to win this. Liam Edwards there for Tigers. Soroka. Edwards involved one more time. He's got Hall for company, who's been fantastic. Ball goes inside 50. Dribbles across the line. That will be a boundary throw in. About 4 minutes into this last quarter for Tyrepower Manjimup. Just inside forward 50 for Imperials. Big contest. Tigers can ill afford a goal here. Danks took it one-handed, spun around, got a kick. Doesn't travel the required distance though. Big ball this. Breaks to East. Misses to the near side. Got it onto his boot really quickly there, Max East. And wasn't far away from what could have been an absolute game breaker for Imperials. Reece Edwards will bring the footy back into play one more time. Nitschke heading down to take that kick into the back pocket. Edwards finds him. Well closed down by Melentis. So prevented any chance of Nitschke playing on and gaining some territory. Now he comes around. fakes, goes inside, then kicks with the outside of the boot, sends it up towards that half-back centre wing area. Edwards couldn't quite get a handle on it. Wademan got it, handballed forward. Big ball to win this. Johnson took possession, got tackled. Ball ends up spilling over the line. Good tackle there from Barnsby. And it's in the hands of the boundary umpire, and the Rucks will go at it one more time. 20 points the difference. Imperials lead 6-8-44. Tigers, Imperials 8-16-64. Ball goes up towards centre wing proper. Another big contest. Wademan sees it safely across the line for Imperials. Soroka there looking for an opportunity to feast on any spills, but doesn't quite get to do that. Boundary umpire tosses it in. Ruckman go at it again. Spills to Danks. He's been superb tonight. Gets over the back. Almost Pinelli. Now, Edwards with a problem. Running back towards goal. Rakowski. Edwards manages to get a handle on it. Feeds a handball back inside. Now Tigers get a chance to break. Will it sit? Just for Nitschke. He's been important in this second half. Tigers, there they go with that kick, that really aggressive kick inside. Doesn't work out for them though. Danks now looks at a target inside 50 and finds it. Lunge there from Pinelli, but it's Max East marking just inside 50. It opened up and you could see from this camera where Danks was looking. East had got himself out to that fat side of the ground. Danks kicked the ball into the space, allowed East to run onto it. East now lines up, kicks from about 45, almost directly in front. And that's a goal to Imperials. Big start to this last quarter. Couple of massive contests. Ball hasn't broken really cleanly for either side, but both sides kept contesting, and eventually it's Imperials who were able to force the ball their way. Danks found something he liked inside 50. East, really good lead into space. Good kick. And Tigers now with some work to do. 6-8-44. Imperials 9-16-70. 7 minutes into the fourth quarter for Tyrepower. Manjimup. Quaife and Brisbane do battle one more time in the middle. It breaks for Nitschke. No. Now Tigers get a chance to go. Kick comes out of the middle, out towards this wing, and one more time it's Soroka. He turns, wheels onto his right, sends it inside forward 50. Big contest this. Spills out the back. Good chance for Barnsby. Wouldn't quite sit, got wrapped up, couldn't quite get a clear run at goal, and it will be a ball up about 20 metres out. Edwards will do the ruck work for Tigers, flips it over the back, trying to work it into some space. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's a holding free kick. It's going to Tigers. And it's going to Jed Kemp. He's been busy. Big kick this for Kemp. Experienced footballer. Plenty of waffle behind him. This kick for the Tigers, his new club in 2026, really important. It's just gone off to the left. Didn't miss by much, but that needed... Tigers needed a goal right there. It's 25 points to difference. Still plenty of time, but they do need one, and they need one soon. And that was a wonderful opportunity for the home side. Now it breaks for Imperials. They come off half back, straight up the middle of the ground. Inside 50 again, super quick. It breaks there for Johnson. Follows up with a tackle. Pinelli, he gets it inside to Rakowski. Goes back to Johnson, who now finds the relieving kick. Settles things down, gets it to Reece Edwards. He comes out to this near side, out towards the boundary. And it's Jesse Edwards down there, I believe, who takes the relieving mark on the 50, defensive end for the Tigers, not where they need the footy. They need it at the right-hand end of the ground. Now they find a kick. They move it up towards centre wing. Good couple of kicks there. Liam Edwards between wing and half back. Can he find this next kick and help drive Tigers back into their forward line? Good kick, good stretch. Quaife, big man, reaches up and takes a good mark on centre wing. Now he drives the Tigers forward. Big contest this, just about 60 out. Beggs plays on. moves it quickly, top of the square. Lots of territory, lots of pressure. Hancock runs onto it first, gets a quick pressured handball away. Now it falls back to him, and it falls to Beggs in the square. Beggs with his second for the game from about 3 or 4 metres out. The ball spilled from that pack. Beggs picked it up, runs into the goal square, bangs it through for a goal from point blank range, and the Tigers will not go away. They now move to 7-9-51. Imperials 9-16-70. 19 points the difference. 10 minutes played. Tyrepower Manjimup under lights on Anzac Day. And Tigers, they are hanging in there. Now, they lost in round 1 by 17 points. Really improved display from, they did it tough last year at times. Really good performance in their opening game. Aaron Watson would want to take this team from losing close ones to winning one of these, and no better day to do it than Anzac Day. They've got a 19-point deficit to make up. Fantastic game of footy so far. Saturday night, Anzac Day in Manjimup. Breaks for Tigers. They move out to this wing, and once again, Soroka, as he's so often done, gives them that outlet kick. Now he moves it up towards forward 50, just out of the reach of Quaife. And he's been pulled up there for grabbing the leg of Bo Morgan. Just a despairing lunge from Quaife. Morgan gets the relieving free kick. Looks across the ground. Goes out wide. Right across the ground. Safe. Finds the kick he was looking for. Nitschke on the mark there for the Tigers. Imperials a chance to break off half back. Now they move it into the middle. Danks. He's been superb tonight. Danks now looks around, goes to that outer side wing now. Again, really good kick. Wademan with that run from behind. He moves now towards half forward. Out in front, Imperials again. I think it's Armstrong out there. Or Malentis, because that's Armstrong with his back to us. Malentis now drives onto his left boot. Sends the Imperials inside 50. Gets over the back. Almost Goodridge again. He's been a real handful up in that forward 50 for Imperials. Still a chance here. Tigers come through, try to mop things up. It's Reece Edwards. Ball bounced off the end of his toes and wasn't exactly what he needed right at the time. Ibsen gets in there for Imperials, and it ends with a ball up. Jed Edwards comes down to do the honours for Tigers. Spills out the back. Edwards. That was Reece Edwards. Goes up towards half back. But again, Imperials grab it. Send it back inside forward 50. Just missed the target. Tigers now string together a couple of handballs. Get it out towards this near side wing once more. Foot race. 2-on-2. Important ball. Just overrunning it there was Imperials. And it comes off the boot. That's unfortunate. Barnsby running back at full speed. Trying to get the loose ball. Bounces off his foot. And we've got a last disposal free. No one on the mark at this stage. And Raymond Mayers now, we get a Tigers player coming across and getting on the mark. That was dangerous. If Mayers had played on, could have driven them right to the teeth of goal. Now he comes around onto that right boot, sends it into the pocket. Not probably quite where Imperials wanted it, but it's out of bounds. It gives them another opportunity to set up. Get set up behind the ball. It's going to be tossed in about 10 metres around from Imperials' goal. Danger times here for Tigers. They can't afford another one at this stage in the game. The clock will start working against them soon. Ball underneath all that. Imperials, no, umpire says you hatched it. Good tackle, Jesse Edwards. And they find the relieving kick, and it's Liam Edwards in the pocket for Tigers. Thought about playing on with a handball. Now he goes across the face of goal. Looking for the switch. It finds Reece Edwards. He takes the relieving mark. They go straight up the middle this time. Pinelli, centre half back. No one on the mark. Will he play on? Someone coming in from the blind side. He goes, in fact, with a handball back. Now it breaks. Space opens up in the middle of the ground. Take another bounce. Go right through. In fact, that might be... No. That was surreal for a moment there. Goes inside forward 50 for Tigers. Almost the mark for Quaife. Bounced off his chest. Spilled. They've got a stoppage inside forward 50. But what could have been? Big contest this. Edwards. Beggs is there, the scorer of Tigers' last goal. Good chance there for Barnsby. Scrambles a kick forward. Well done there by Tigers. Wademan had the footy. Quaife tackled him, turned him to one side so he didn't get into his back as he went to ground. Another big contest here. Umpire tosses it up. Trying to blast his way through there for the Tigers, but it's Bills out to Danks. Danks with Connor Edwards hot on his tail. Managed to get round onto that right boot. Sends it up towards centre wing. Malentis is out there. Malentis, Edwards for company. Handball's inboard. Zach Hall. Hall sends it inside 50 for Imperials. It's going to be a kick to Imperials. Couldn't quite see there if it was something off the ball after the kick or if it was a hold at the contest. But it's going to be an Imperials ball. It's Ibsen down there, inside 50, will have a shot at goal. This one would make it tough for Tigers. It's 19 points with 15, almost 16 minutes into the final quarter. Ibsen lines up. Sends it goalward. Goal umpire watches it. Drifts across to the left. 1 point the result. Tigers 7-9, 51. Imperials 9-17, 71. 20 points the difference. We're 16 minutes into this final term. And the clock will soon become the enemy for Tigers. They go backwards. Now they switch play. Wow, dangerous kick, but it works out. They need to put some speed on the ball now. No panic stations, but they do need to get some speed on this footy and at least peg one of these goals back. Don't want to be getting too late into past the 20-minute mark with still a 20-point odd deficit. Danks turns onto his right foot. Man all alone just outside 50. Comes inside 50, gets onto that right foot, has another ping at goal. Misses to the right-hand side. Another behind for Imperials. Tigers 7-9, 51. Imperials 9-18, 72. 21 points to difference, 17 minutes into this last quarter. In fact, that one missed, went out of bounds. So 7-9, 51, 9-17, 71. And Tigers, the chance to clear. The mark spilled though. Danger times now. Brisbane can't quite get clear of the area. It breaks. Tigers a chance. Ball wouldn't sit up. Handball back. They need to clear, and they need to clear now. And they do so. Calm heads there for Tigers. Breaks towards the outer side wing, and now for the first time they get some space. The kick inboard comes to Ryan Edwards. He goes inboard. And they find their way inside forward 50, and that is a mark and will result in a shot at goal. That is Jed Kemp. He's about 35 metres out, the man on the mark. Kemp, important kick this. Really important kick. 20 points to difference. 18 minutes into the final quarter for Tyrepower Manjimup. Crucial kick for Kemp. Kemp lines up. Right foot towards goal. Nails it. We're back to a 14-point ball game. $14 points in it. Tigers 8-9, 57. Imperials 9-17, 71. 19 minutes, last quarter, Saturday night in Manjimup. Back inside Imperials forward line. Snap around on the left foot. Just to the near side. That would have been a heartbreaker. Tigers, again, bring the margin back to 14. Still time, but they can ill afford an Imperials goal, especially coming out the centre that quickly. Tigers, 8-9, 57. Imperials, 9-18, 72. Almost 20 minutes now on the clock. Tigers need 3 goals. Kick-in finds its target. Tigers, they'll be looking to exit the area. They don't need the footy at this left-hand end of the ground. Find a kick. Reese Edwards marks. Just inside defensive 50 for Tigers. Ibsen on the mark. He's been dangerous up forward. Again, they find the kick. It's Kemp this time. Kemp goes across the ground. Dangerous kick, but finds its target. Rakowski plays on now with the handball. Tigers look to go towards that outer side. One bounce and then a kick towards that outer side wing. Important ball is foot race, which Armstrong leads. Ducks inside, gets the handball away to Mayers. Mayers, quickly, another handball back to Armstrong, who fires it inside towards the 50. Ill-directed. I think that's Rakowski out there with those long sleeves. Lots of pointing, suggesting that Rakowski switch. Just holds onto it. Umpire calls play on now. Little chip kick, misdirected, and Danks in the way for Imperials. Imperials now just starting to slow things down a bit. 15 points the difference, coming up to the 21-minute mark. Third quarter only went for about 23, 24 minutes. So Tigers, they need to go, and they need to go now. Ball held up just inside 50. Good result for Imperials. Max East there on the scene for the Magpies. Contested there with East and Jed Edwards. Ball spills. It's on the 50. Big ball to win this. Imperials at the bottom of it. Nitschke over the top. Hails the cab. No go. Umpire will toss it up one more time. Rucks go at it. This time it breaks. Tigers, the kick inboard. They find a target. That was that all-important kick that got them out of that back half. Can they find the next one? Nope, too long. Potentially too high there, but nope, play goes on. It's Soroka who gets back first, sends a dangerous ball inside 50, but it's chopped off. Imperials, smart kick with the outside of the boot there, but it's still at the top of the 50. Tigers, outnumbered here 2-1. Ball spills at Imperials. Just held their nerve. They've just been able to do it every time Tigers have threatened. Imperials have found a way. Danks now spins around, kicks it back towards half forward. Tigers chop it off. Come out towards this near side wing. Good kick. Soroka, he's been important. Wheels onto his right foot. Nice little chip kick. Finds Beggs. Beggs has shown some really good signs. Goes inboard. Finds James Johnson. There's the little 9-iron inside. It was aimed for Jed Edwards. Danks chops it off. He's been superb. Danks now. Long kick out towards half-back wing. Great kick. Mayers, Ray finds it. Takes the mark. Just settles things down. Now he goes inboard. Dangerous kick. Well-directed kick, though. Charlie Waderman, again, just slows things down. Imperials now working the clock. They know it's in their favour. Kick goes back outside. Finds Hall. Hall now with a little chip inboard. Imperials now just starting to work some time off the clock. This one goes a bit longer. Contested ball. Great mark. That's a fantastic mark, Brajovic. Best thing you can have is one of your forwards come up like that and take a contested mark when you're trying to just work the clock. Now he goes inboard. And again, they're just managing to find that loose. Waderman this time, who looks out towards this near side wing. Tiger getting there late. But it was Hall who took the mark. Gets up a little worse for wear. Might have copped a knee to the kidney on the way through there. Hall looks around. Now he drives. In fact, no, changed his mind at the last minute. Chips it inboard. Waderman once more. He pops it over the top. And it's Mayers. He looks out. Sends it wide. Now it opens up and Imperials have a ping at goal. Chance to end this thing once and for all, but just misses to the far side. Tigers 8-9, 57. Imperials 9-19, 73. 24 minutes, fourth quarter. Anzac Day footy here in Manjimup under lights. Tigers clear down that outer side. Think time's going to beat them here. They need 3 goals, and given the scoring in this last quarter, I suggest they've probably only got a couple of minutes to do it. The kick comes inboard. Dylan Edwards marks safely. Imperials, though, they've done that well. They've taken about 2 or 3 minutes off the clock, just chipping it around. Jed Edwards comes up to meet it. Has to go quickly, though. Time is most definitely the enemy here at this point for the Tigers. Finds a kick down that outer side. Nitschke looking to play on, wants to move it quickly. He knows the scenario. Now he does. He finds a kick in board, goes to Zach Johnson. He's been busy. Goes to inside 50. Great mark running back with the flight. Liam Edwards has to go back. Ooh. Player came from behind the mark, but told to stand. And that, crucially, forced Liam Edwards to go back. Now he swings onto that left boot, sends it goalward, misses. 8-10-58, the Tigers. Imperials 9-19-73. 15 points of difference. Kick goes out to that outer back pocket. It's Bo Morgan out there who takes the mark. He chips inboard, finds Danks. Danks now looks around for an option. Swings out to this near side. Good chance here for Tigers. Breaks for Kemp, I believe that was. Fires it forward. It's 3-on-1 down there. 3 went out. And once again, Imperials just managed to find that clearing kick. Now it comes out long to this near side. Mayer's under it. Spills. Connor Edwards tried to get a handle on it. Umpire comes in, says, give it to me, I'll toss this one up. 26-minute mark. Tyrepower Manjimup league action. And the umpire will once again toss this one up. Tigers get round onto that right foot, send it inside 50, goes out towards this near side boundary line. Colby Beebe tracks it back towards the line. Jed Kemp couldn't quite get there quick enough. Boundary umpire will toss this one in. Coming up to the 27-minute mark, still 15 points the difference. Superb contest from both sides, but Imperials, got to say, they've had the answers. Every time they've been challenged, they've had the answers. They've been able to draw that goal too, 3 clear. This one breaks for Tigers though. Nitschke spins out of the pack, nails it. Great goal. That might actually be the best of the lot from today. Real class there from Nitschke. Spun out of the pack from a contest, got onto his right boot, kicked it around the corner. It brings the margin back to 9 points. Still feel like Tigers are out of time, but that's brought it back to single digits. 27-minute mark of the last quarter. Buys them some time. The clock stops. The ball comes back to the middle. Time still very much the enemy. Don't know how long there is to go. I suspect not enough, but that has just breathed a little bit of life into the contest and made the Imperials bench incredibly nervous. 27.5 minutes, 9 points the difference. Tigers, 9 goals, 10, 64. Imperials, 9, 19, 73. Ball tossed in the air. Quaife, Brisbane, as they've done so often tonight. It breaks for Kemp. Comes out the front. Good chance here for Jesse Edwards. Gets tackled. Ball breaks for Armstrong. And he relieves the pressure for Imperials. Sends it towards that outer side. Was it touched? I don't think so. It's going to be a Tigers kick. Ryan Edwards was grabbing that no matter what the boundary umpire said. Sends Tigers forward. Oh, it's going to have to go back. In fact, it's a 50. So Ryan Edwards, how far will this bring him? About 60, 65 from goal. They must, goes without saying, score a goal here, and they need to do it really quick. Ball comes over the back. Oh! Quick kick at goal for Tigers. It's hit the post. Tigers, 9-11-65. Imperials, 9-19-73. 8 points the difference. Coming up to the 29-minute mark. Siren's gone. 8-point winners, Imperials. Well done, the Magpies. Tyrepower Manjimup League footy here for the Lower Southwest Football League in Manjimup. Anzac Day under lights. Imperials run out 8-point winners after that late shot at goal hit the post. Even if it had gone through, they were out of time. That would have brought the margin back to 3. But I suspect the Siren would have beaten the footy even getting back to the middle. Outstanding game of footy. 8 points the difference. So Tigers, they've lost the Imperials. Sorry, they've lost a close one in round 1 by 4 points. Imperials are must-watch footy on Filming TV. At the moment, they've had 2 games on Filming Footy, and it's been sub 10 points in both of them. They lost the first by 4. They've won this one by 8. Tigers, for their part, lost to Bridgetown by 17 in round 1. Tonight they go down by 8, but it's a much improved Tigers side this year. You can see the impact that Jed Kemp, Cooper Nitschke, they've both been important additions to this side. Kenny Beggs didn't get a lot of the footy tonight. He's prolific at Colts level, but got enough and showed some real signs of class, kicked a couple of goals. Soroka was busy for the Tigers. Good to see Jed Edwards back in Tigers colours. Good old Jethro was busy down in the forward line, and Reece Edwards, captain fantastic back there. He was superb in that last line of defence for the Tigers. Of course, for the winners, Mason Goodridge had a brilliant second quarter. Got busy in the third quarter, faded a little in the last, but Imperials would be really pleased with his contribution, certainly through the middle stages of that game. He had 4 shots at goal and then passed one off in about a 15-minute period in that second quarter. Zach Hall was busy throughout. First quarter was brilliant, and then he came back to life in the second half. Kane Malentis was busy. Brandy Armstrong, as Imperials fans know, he's done for so long. He was everywhere and helped get them forward. Ibsen, as he always is, was really impressive inside forward 50 for the Magpies. Brisbane, superb battle with him and Tom Quaife throughout the journey. And Tim Mayers grew into the game as it went on, and certainly in that last quarter had some really, really important interceptions and contributions to what in the end has been a really impressive win for Imperials. 8-point winners for both these sides. The future now looks like next week Imperials travel to Boyup Brook. Another good test for this Magpies side. They've had a good start to the season. They're 2-1 and their only loss was by 4 points to the reigning premiers. They'll be looking forward to next week at Boyup Brook with some confidence. And for the Tigers, they've got what is probably the toughest outing in lower southwest football at the moment. They travel out to Kojonup on Sunday next week to take on the rampant Cougars. Of course, big games tomorrow. We've already mentioned them. Southerners taking on Boyup Brook down in Pemberton, Bridgetown and Kojonup doing battle at Bridgetown. For those that didn't catch the earlier results today, we saw the Colts, the East Perth Football Club Colts. The Tigers were comprehensive winners in that one, 16-13, 109 to 1 goal to 8. The Tigers continuing their good form there. A tight loss last week to Dean Mill, but we know the Tigers are always strong in this Colts competition for East Perth Football Club. And in the Retrovision Manjimup Reserves, we saw an outstanding contest which went the way of the Tigers. They won that game 5 goals, 8-38 to 5-5, 34. Imperials got the jump in that. They were actually 3-1-19 to 2 points up at quarter time, but Tigers worked their way back into that game, kicked 5 goals to 2 from quarter time on, and got into the lead in the last quarter in that and snatched the points by 3 points. The players now gather for the announcement of best on ground, which unfortunately I'm not going to be privy to, being remote for this one. But look, a superb, and we'll see if we can pick up on camera who does in fact get that award. Superb showing from both sides, wonderful occasion from both clubs and umpires, supporters. Today's all about respect. It's about respecting our Anzacs. Again, thank you to the Manjimup RSL sub-branch for their support of this event and getting behind the Tigers and the Imperials and the Lower Southwest Football League to put on a day like this. Last year was a superb first run at this event, and certainly tonight we've seen once again two teams, really fierce contest, fair and well supported by the Manjimup and Lower Southwest public. We'll just see if we can pick up who picks up the best on ground here as the two teams gather on this near side wing. I think we can see Mad Dog More Media down there. He's been doing a wonderful job supporting the Lower Southwest last year and again this year. Man on the spot, taking all the photos for us and getting them up. Some wonderful galleries that we've seen on Facebook. So thank you to Mad Dog More Media. It looks like we're going to have an announcement shortly for best on ground. This looks like some deliberations going on who's going to receive that honour. Look, Imperials have taken the points, but take nothing away from Tigers. This was really hotly contested game of footy by both sides. And good to see some really close contests in the lower southwest in the early goings of this season. Round one, we had the 4-point result between Imperials and Dean Mill. The Tigers Bridgetown game, 17 points. Round two brought us a wonderful first half of footy between Dean Mill and Manjimup. Ended up being a 58-point result, but the first half of that football game was a wonderful contest on Filming Footy here and still available on YouTube. As we just wait to, I'm hoping for the announcement of best on ground for this contest. A number of Imperials players probably putting their hand up for this one. Potentially Tom Danks, could be Zach Hall. Bo Morgan was busy at stages, as was, of course, a Brandy Armstrong. Tim Mayers. As we just wait on the announcement. And there's the announcement, and it is, in fact, yes, Tom Danks. Thought he was definitely well and truly in line for this one. Tom Danks, duly awarded the best on ground for this one. Look, he was outstanding throughout. Good to see him up and running at full speed for Imperials this year. Superb player. Good to see that he's getting some help and doesn't have to play in the ruck. Brisbane, and Quaife had an outstanding battle throughout this match. So superb performance from Danks. Definitely a well-deserved honour as best on ground on this Anzac Day clash. That wraps up the coverage from the middle of Manjimup. Thank you for joining us on Filming Footy, and for those catching this as a replay, thank you, as always, to Tyrepower Manjimup for their support of league football in the lower southwest, as well as our other competition partners in Retrovision Manjimup for their support of the reserves, as well as the East Perth Football Club for their support of the Colts competition. We will see you next week. Just see if I can catch who our commentary game is next week. So next week we've got matches at, and that's not going to tell me who the Filming Footy game is, but we've got Boyup Brook Imperials, Dean Mill Bridgetown, Manjimup Tigers. Big weekend to follow. 2 big games tomorrow. Thanks for joining us for this Anzac Day match, and we will see you next week.